Hello, ChatGPT. How are you today? Good evening. Let's get started with today's conversation. And please don't cut me off. I told you before a few times, multiple times. So, yeah, as I always highlight and point out, please don't interrupt me while I'm saying.
I'm all ears and I won't cut you off. Now let's polish that up a bit. You'd say, "Good evening, let's get started with today's conversation, and please don't cut me off. I've told you a few times before, so as I always emphasize, please don't interrupt me while I'm speaking." Now, here's your next question. If you could have dinner with any fictional character, who would it be and what would you ask them?
Maybe as I'm yeah I used to enjoy video game such as FC Online. So my favorite and my star from my perspective is soccer star, yeah, which is world class football player who is playing in the states, yeah, who is Son Heung-min. So if I get a chance to hang out or go out for dinner with Heung-min Son, I can really be motivated by him to to be honest with you, I can talk about not only field of soccer, but also I can um but also the lifestyle and routinely life in London or the in the UK. So which should be very beneficial and very super relevant to my my big plan in the UK. So which is very advantageous and Heung Min Son is the most one of the most popular stars in Korea, even in Asia and or all of the world. So which is very beneficial for me. I can be taught. I will be taught about the actual culture of the UK or um, behavior, how I have to think of their culture or the how I have to act in the restaurant or on the street whenever I go. So which will be very beneficial. I so I'm eager to meet up with Heung Min Son.
You had a lot of great ideas. Let's trim the hedges. I used to enjoy video games like FC Online, so I'd pick Son Heung-min, the world-class footballer playing in the UK. If I had dinner with him, I'd be inspired, not only about football, but also about life in London. That would be super relevant to my plans in the UK. Since he's one of the most popular stars in Korea, Asia, even the world, he could teach me about UK culture, like how to behave at a restaurant or on the street. That would be hugely beneficial, so I'd love to meet Son Heung-min. Next question. If you could instantly master any skill tomorrow, what would it be and how would you use it?
Definitely 100%. It is I'm speaking in English. Yeah, nowadays I'm preparing the speaking English or writing how to write or how I have to speak when I came across those specific situation or some circumstance. I'm not sure what kind of circumstance I will get through, but yeah, I think there are four major factors in English or even in language, which are writing, speaking, listening, reading. So I think, as far as I thought, Yeah, from my personal view, I think the speaking skill is the most important because I yeah we yeah people always use dialogue and communication with speaking. So yeah, listening is also important, but I think um, conveying my opinion or expressing my perspective or my opinion and what I need to do right now or what I want to do, what I want to eat, or how I was able to do some stuffs. Expressing that way is very most important part to live in the live in where the people who has very different background. So I think speaking in English, speaking fluently and speaking logically is the most important and most significant and most fundamental thing as far as I thought. So if I can master anything, if I can, as long as I can do that, no doubt, there's undoubtedly I will pick out the speaking skill in English, definitely. That's why I'm here in the academy, and that's the reason I always try to work hard and struggle to study, master. So yeah, I think the expression mastering or the master the language is not perfect word to describe the language. So yeah, as long as I can do that, definitely I'm gonna pick out the speaking in English.
You had the right passion. Here's a refined version. I would definitely choose English speaking. These days I'm preparing for English speaking and writing. I'm not sure exactly what situations I'll face, but out of the four language skills, writing, speaking, listening and reading, I think speaking is the most vital. People always communicate through speech. Expressing my thoughts, what I want to do, what I want to eat, is fundamental, especially when living in a place with a different culture. So, if I could master any skill, no doubt it would be English speaking. That's why I work so hard. It's not about perfect mastery, but expressing myself clearly. So yes, I'd choose English speaking. Next question. If you could live in any historical era for a week, when would it be and what would you do there?
I would never thought about that. If that is very newly refreshable question. As I as long as I can, as long as I could choose the one specific era, I'm gonna be I'm gonna get to the in the middle of at the beginning of Joseon era because I wanna see the real and I wanna see and I wanna watch how difficult my ancestor was at especially during the Imjinweran, which was in 1592. So I just want to know how difficult they been through the situation in that era. So that the war that's the war that's the war that Japanese ancestor invaded to the Korean peninsula, and yeah, the war had been had been about 7 years or 8 years, yeah, a few years continued. So I've never been through those kind of situation or circumstance like war. You know, South Korea is always against North Korea, so we are always to exposed exposed in very dangerous situation right now. So yeah, the latest war in Korean Peninsula was the Korean War in 1950 to 1953. So yeah, yeah, you suggest me just leaving for a week. So I wanna be there. I wanna be. I wanna get through just a week, just for a week, yeah, which should be it. Yeah, likely it's likely to be extremely terrible situation, but um, I want to experience just for a week.
You've got a powerful idea. Let's make it sharper. I'd pick the early Joseon era, around the Imjin War 1592. I'd want to witness what my ancestors endured during such a difficult time. The war lasted about 7 years, and I've never experienced anything like that. While South Korea today faces tension, that was a direct invasion. Since it'd be just a week, I'd want to understand their resilience. Likely a harsh experience, but I've learned so much. Next up, if you had to describe your perfect day using only sounds and smells, what would it be like?
Perfect day. When I yeah it the day yeah, I know the perfect day. I got I got very high TOEIC score. It was the 855. Yeah, then my expectation. So I think the day was my changing point of my entire life, because I used to give up studying English. So I was always inconfident about studying English or using English. So I wasn't supposed to do that. Yeah, I gave up studying English when I was young. I mean, when I was in high school. But as the years go by, I have to get the official English score certification for entering the major company, or in even in small company. They always, yeah, in entering requirements was at least get at least getting 700 scores in TOEIC. So I couldn't help I couldn't help studying in I couldn't help studying TOEIC in at that time. So I just, yeah, at the moment I just kept practicing every day, over and over. I worked hard every day. Hang on I just hung on the assessment and assignment, whatever, yeah, whatever I come across. So yeah, I really heard that.